Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Mr. Outlaw here again to talk to you about some more tips on your Smokeless Image products. As most of you know, I am a big Smokeless Image fan, so most of my videos are based around Smokeless Image products. Um, Please remember that I don't get paid by Smokeless Image for these. They don't give me any of the products for free to review or anything like that. This is simply my way of doing a pay it forward to help new people and to help people make decisions on what products they might want to buy. What I want to talk to you today about is the delivery systems, the thing that has the coil in it that we put our juice in to actually vaporize. And that's because I think there are so many different products out there and our head starts spinning trying to figure out which ones we want to use. So basically I'm going to go through the products that I use that I found that work well on Smokeless Image products, and then you can make your decision from there. By no means does it mean these are the only ones out there or the best ones. It's just what I found that personally works. So let's get started with the basic one, which is the Cartomizer. We've talked about these Cartomizers before. Basically what they are is they have a coil down here on the bottom, and then there's a polyfill up inside. And then with the fill, we just put the juice in. It's very easy. You drip your juice in there, and it absorbs it like a sponge. It delivers it to the coil, and you vape away. Pros and cons of these. The pros, very easy to fill. Just drip some juice in there or do the condom fill like we talked about in one of the other videos. Very portable, very easy to use. They don't drip or leak out because it's got a sponge that's already absorbed it. Very easy for a new person. You just grab them and go. You can buy them pre-filled or you can buy them blank. I always suggest buying blank ones and filling them yourselves because blank you're going to pay $1.85 for a pre-filled one and it costs you about 30 cents to refill them. They are completely disposable. You really can't clean them. Once you've used it 10, 20, 30 times, depending on what juice you use, you're just going to toss it. Some people try to boil them, but you really only have a 50-50 shot of it surviving the boil, so it's just not worth it. Other cons of it, the filler will mute the flavor. They can clog up with a high VG juice. They can burn if you vape it dry. You have no idea of how much juice you have left in it either because, again, you can't see it. It also only holds a milliliter of juice. So the average vapor uses like 3 to 5 milliliters a day. And so that means you're going to need 3 to 5 of these and constantly topping it off throughout the day. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's just those are the pros and cons of them. If you're a new person, this is definitely the way to go because it's the easiest thing to use. Okay? The next thing I wanted to talk about, that we probably won't use it, I know I don't, but you hear about it, so I wanted to kind of touch base on it, and that is the drip atomizer. And this is a drip atomizer. It's basically the same thing. It's the bottom of our Cartomizer. I know I've got a video on teaching you how to make your own so that you don't have to spend $9 and going out buying one. And basically, all this is the coil on the bottom. And what you do is you drip your juice into it. I'll show you. You hook it onto your battery, and you're going to drip your juice into it, and then vape. Okay, so you've got it on your battery. You just drop 1 or 2 drops in there. You put your drip tip onto it. And you vape. Pros and cons. Pros, you're going to get the purest flavor because there's no filler, there's no wicks, there's no nothing. The cons, just having to drip it. It's a pain in the neck. You know, drip 2 drips, take 3 or 4 vapes, drip 2 drips, take 3 or more vapes. It's way too much work for me to be bothered with. So I personally only use them to test juices. Some people like them, some people don't. Me personally, I just want to test my juice with it. Like I said, I do have a video that teaches you how to make your own if you're going to solely use it for testing juices. Okay. Next product, the Clearomizer, the Smokeless Image Clearomizers. Okay. Basically, this has got a wick system in it instead of a filler. And then all you're going to do with those is you fill it up and you can vape it. They're really made for the larger batteries. They fit nice on the large batteries. Okay. They do work on the small batteries, and I'll show you on a small battery here so you can just get an idea. They look really funny on a small battery. Okay, they're wider than the battery. You can see. Okay, but they do work. Okay, you're gonna get a better flavor with them. You can see how much juice you have with them. They hold more juice. They hold 1.6 milliliters. The cons of them, they aren't completely portable. They can leak. Okay, if I hold it like this long enough, I'll get some juice in my mouth. It's not like leak, like if you turn it upside down, it's just going to pour out, but you'll get a couple of drops out. They only fit onto your larger battery. They don't really fit on your smaller battery. You know, you can use them, but they don't fit. They look funny. You really aren't going to carry this around with you all the time. You do get a little bit warmer vape with them because the coil is up on the top. Okay, so that is the Clearomizer. And the new Clearomizers from Smokeless Image now won't have the problem with juices leaching and cracking them either. So, okay, the next product is the CE2, or the fluxomizer, which is how it's sold at gotvapes.com. Okay, and this is the CE2. This is the small one. They do have a small and a large one. The small one holds 1 milliliter. The large one holds 1.5 milliliters. Basically what this is, it's like a Cartomizer, but it's got the wicks inside of it like a Clearomizer, so there's no fill. So you're going to get a better flavor with it. And it is portable, just like your Cartomizer. But the problem is they do have a little bit of a leaking issue. Not as much as the regular Clearomizers, but they can leak. Again, because of the wicks, thicker juices that are high in VG and stuff are can have a wicking issue. These also had an issue with this little silicone cap that you can see in here. Okay, if I can angle it right. Okay, there's a little silicone ring in here which comes out. That ring will push down on the wicks, cut them off, and then you'll get dry burns. Okay, you do not need a syringe to fill this. If you look inside of it, you can see those little slots on the edge. You would just drip the juice down the side. Okay. One of the nice things about these, though, is they're very easy to clean. You put it on a battery and you wiggle off the tube. There's the inside. You rinse it out, put it back on, and you're good to go. However, I found that these tubes come off almost too easy. I've had them like this and just kind of knocked it and the tube came off. I did try them. I liked them until I discovered the Phoenixes or the CE3s. This is a little bit older technology, but some people do still like those. Okay. The next product is the Phoenix. Okay, and for those of you who watch my other videos, you know that my favorite is the Phoenix. We have two kinds. We have a top coil, okay, and we have a bottom coil. Okay, that's the bottom coil one. And that's the top coil one. We'll turn it the right way. Okay. What's the difference? The top coil's got a coil up here on the top, and it has wicks, just like a Clearomizer. You can see the wicks going down the side of it. Okay. It does fit on your small batteries, because it's the same width as a Cartomizer. Okay. They are portable. They don't leak. There was an issue with them where it wicked so well that it overwicked and it was putting juice up on the top, but they fixed that problem with them now. You're going to get a warmer vape because the vapor is right here near the tip of your mouth. You can see that little silicone tip. So because it's right there, you get a much warmer vape. You need a syringe to fill these. And as far as cleaning them, they're a little bit more difficult to clean. Very similar to the Clearomizers. You know, with the Clearomizer, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of backstepping, but with the Clearomizer, you know, you fill it in there, and the way you clear it, I have a little bowl of water here. I would fill it about halfway with water, you can see. And then I just kind of do this. Rinse it out a few times. Get rid of my water, and then I flick it. Okay? With these, you can change flavors as well. I forgot to mention that. So you're going to do the same thing with the top coils. You would take out that little silicone cup that's inside. There's a little ring around that edge. You can see it on in the video over here. You would pop that out, fill it up with water, kind of shake it, and then flick it dry. Okay. My favorites are actually the bottom coil. That's these. What's the difference? The coil is down here on the bottom. Okay. Now, if I can get in close enough, you can see there's a little white wick. You can see it in there. Okay. You can see that wick. That wick is all that you need to worry about. It's very tiny. Gravity allows the juice to come down, so it has no problems with thicker juices. It's completely leak-proof so long as you fill it correctly, which if you remember from the other videos, you got to fill it upside down. It's the same width of a Cartomizer. It fits well on the small batteries. You get a very warm, nice vape with them. Not as warm as a top coil, though. Okay? So what I do, I recommend to compensate for the fact that the coil is on the bottom. Okay? Since the coil is down here, the vapor's got to travel all this distance up the tube. So buy the lower resistance, the 2.4 to 2.6 ohm. The difference in the ohms, the difference in the resistance will make up for the further distance for the vape to travel. Okay, remember that the lower the resistance on the coil, the warmer the vape is going to be. They give you a great flavor. The best thing about these, aside from the fact that they give you a good flavor and they're portable and they don't leak, is they are super easy to clean. Okay? And that's what I wanted to give you an idea right here. To clean these, it's very simple. You pop off your end cap, okay? Or if you had your drip tip. Then you're going to see that little silicone ring, which is where you fill it. Best thing to do is to take your syringe, okay? This is the easiest way that I found to do this, okay? Put it in your fill hole, okay? So if you can see it in the fill hole, okay? Then just kind of like angle it and kind of wiggle your tip out. Okay, just kind of pull it out. Now you have a clear tube. Now there's a little metal tube up there. What you do is just take a pair of tweezers. You don't have to do much here. And just kind of wiggle it. You can see it wiggling. You want it to loosen up. You don't even have to pull it out at this point. You can like use a pair of needle nose and pull it out. But once you wiggle it loose, just take it like on a desk and it comes out. Okay? Then fill it up with some water. Okay? And blow through it. And dry it out. You can do a dry burn if you want. It's very short little burns. Then to put it back in, just drop that thing in the middle. You got to get it to seat. So I just use like a pair of tweezers or something and seat it in. Give it a nice little push down. Okay. If you have a thicker juice, you may not want to push it all the way down. You seat it all the way down because it'll allow more wick to get to it. Then just put your center cap back into there. I use a toothpick and just kind of push it down. And then if you look inside, you'll see that little metal tube. You want to just center the metal tube back inside of the ring. Just like that. Okay? Now you got a good seal and you're done. You can fill it back up and you're good to go. It's the easiest thing in the world to clean. There's nothing better than that. So last product I wanted to talk to you about is a tank. Okay, I don't use your traditional tanks. The traditional tank would basically, it's a carto tank where they've got a cartomizer, you screw it onto the battery and it's got a plastic tank that kind of like goes over the edge like this. And inside is your cartomizer, which you have punched holes into it. And then when you can fill up this big tank, it would feed all the juice into the cartomizer through the holes. You still have the drawback with them of having to deal with the filler and the fact that the filler is going to mute your flavor. So I don't like those. I did just recently try these, okay? And what these are is they're the Vivi Nova, okay? Here's an empty one, okay? We talked about in one of the other videos that they're completely rebuildable, okay? They hold 3.5 milliliters, okay? Drawbacks of these, number one, it is big, okay? You can see, putting it on my volt battery, you're never going to use this on the small battery, but it is big. It holds 3.5 milliliters. It has a wick. The coils are up on top, so it gives you a warm vape. It comes with 3 different heads. The biggest drawback for me right now, because I do like it, other than the fact that it's big, is the fact that it is not available in 808 threads. It comes in a 510 thread, which we talked about in the other video. So because of that, you have to use an adapter, okay? They do give you a really good vape, and like I said, I like the fact that they're rebuildable. I just wish we could get them in an 808 thread, and I'm really hoping that at some point we can. I did ask online about whether or not Smokeless Image was going to get them in an 808 thread, and the answer that I got was that they have looked into them, but they didn't meet the quality that Smokeless Image likes to put out, that they were hit or miss. Some worked really well and some didn't. And until those kind of kinks get worked out, they don't want to carry them. But if the kinks get worked out by Vision, then they would. They also said they were looking into some other great products. So that's always exciting, the fact that Smokeless Image is always on top of things, and they're always trying to make sure that we're getting the best products. They won't just put out a substandard product because we asked for it. They're like, if it doesn't meet good quality, then they won't sell it. I just wanted to try it, you know, and see how it goes. Like I said, I like it, but I hate the fact that I have to use an adapter. So those are the different products out there. If you want to know what I personally use, I pretty much stick with the bottom coil Phoenixes and the Clearomizers. You know, I use my bottom coils on my small batteries. I do use them on the big batteries too, but usually I only use my big batteries at home anyway. So when I'm at home, I'm just using a Clearomizer. One other thing about these, for people who have the X2s and are curious about the Phoenix, the X2 collars do fit over them. Okay. They give you a really good vape. I mean, it's a nice pure flavor. These are absolutely my favorite. I stopped using Cartomizers, and again, there's nothing wrong with your traditional Cartomizer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just prefer the flavor that I get with these. I prefer the fact that I can see how much juice I have in them. I prefer the fact that they don't leak at all. And just the fact that I'm not dealing with the filler inside, okay? And again, this is upside down, and it doesn't leak. So, and again, from what I understand, Smokeless Image said they are coming out with these, but they won't need a syringe to fill, so that'll be really exciting. So that's my video today, guys. If you liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like button down there on the bottom. If you have any questions as far as wanting to have a different type of video up or something else, or you want to ask, just send me a message or post a message down there on the bottom, and when I see it, I will see if I can accommodate you and make up that video as well. So other than that, guys, have a good time till next time, and happy vaping.